What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. Now let's talk about Mr. Zion Williamson, the dude with all the talent in the world. But he's more worried about freaks and freaks of the week more than he's worried about playing basketball and really being healthy and being in shape to play ball. So, look, for those who don't know, Zion Williamson has a stalker situation going on, right? Allegedly, he's dating a girl. He got a girl he kicking it with or whatever, right? And he has some alleged stalker attacking the woman that he's currently seeing, right? So the alleged stalker, she came to his home. She hit a woman that he's dating with keys. She tore off the girl's fingernails. She threatened the woman, all of that. And she allegedly egged Zion Williamson's home before messaging the girl he's messing with on Instagram and telling her, don't worry about it. It's going to be your head next. When I drop this baby, count your days. So no, this is not just an alleged stalker. This is a woman who is carrying Zion Williamson's child, right? And when I saw this, I said, man, this brother has got to have better discernment. He has no discernment at all. If you recognize, all you got to do for Zion to hit you is recognize him in the street and be a freak. He taking you down through there raw. He don't care. And I'm like, he got to have better discernment in it than this. We saw him messing with the P-star, Moriah Mills. She outed him and put all his business out in the street the moment he announced he was having a baby with his girlfriend. She outed him, putting up all type of financial information, him sending her all type of money in her account, him treating her lavishly and tricking off on her, giving her $20,000 here and there and $30,000 and paying for her lifestyle and financing her every move. She put all of that information out in the street to embarrass him. So everybody know he rocking with a P-star, and he was treating the P-star like it was his main chick, cashing her out left and right. Now you got another woman who is allegedly carrying your child, attacking a woman that you dating, right? Now she putting the baby at risk if this is your child, whatever. Only him and her would possibly know that. Really her, she would know that, right? But then she's attacking another girl you dating, hitting her with keys and leaving threatening messages like she wanna really knock the girl off. And I'm like, look at all this turmoil in his life. He already got enough controversy and enough criticism on the court with not being healthy enough to play basketball and be a serviceable player for the New Orleans Pelicans. All that money they keep giving him and all of that, and he ain't nowhere. Listen, injuries happen. Injuries happen, of course. I understand that in sports. But Zion ain't been healthy. He hasn't been in shape, and he don't care about being in shape unless he's freaking on a girl. That's the only time he really cared about sweating and being in shape is enough to freak on a girl. And I remember the girl Moriah Mills was talking about it. She like, yo, when you was sweating all over me and out of shape, I let you do it. You was sweating and out of breath. She was talking about him crazy. And I'm like, look, this brother got no discernment. All you got to do is be a freak and recognize him, and he cool with it. What about the woman's mental health, her mental stability? Is she mentally stable? Is she emotionally intelligent? Is she abusive? Is she unhinged? Is she impulsive? Is she a person who would disrespect your home and disrespect whatever you got going on? Does she have respect for herself? Right? Is this a woman who cares about your well-being? Like, come on, bro. Like, listen, all men, we all love freaks. We love girls to do the nasty stuff we do. But you gotta have better discernment. You gotta vet these women that you're dealing with. Right? I'm a man that has children. First of all, I wouldn't bring no woman around my kids for real like that unless I'm locked in with her, right? Unless I know we finna be locked in. But I'm not even bringing a woman to my home or nothing. Or around, I'm not even letting her in my domain just because she a freak. You know what I'm saying? If I know this woman is not emotionally stable, if she's unhinged, no, I'm not putting you in an environment where my children can possibly be someday, or where they come rest their head with me, knowing you could come fly off the hinge at any moment, coming around throwing brick through windows and all type of crazy shit. Like, come on, bro. You got to think better than this. But Zion only worried about getting his freak on and letting one off. And listen, I get it when you're young, when you got a lot of paper, a lot of money, you have access to certain type of women that you probably wouldn't have had access to. Zion strikes me as a man who wasn't really getting girls like that before he was a basketball phenom and a superstar. And now that he is, he just talk to any and everybody. He don't vet these women. He just deal with whatever woman that's around. If she got a booty and she a freak or she just nasty. And he's going to have a lot of turmoil in his life. He's going to have a lot of situations like this. Because all he caring about is if you can do him real good. And his name going to be in the tabloids for all the wrong reasons. His name going to be in the news headlines for all the wrong reasons. For stuff like this. I'm going to say, man, yo, you got to, at some point, man, he's still young, but you got to grow and have discernment. After that situation with Moriah Mills and all of that, how that hit the fan, he should have learned from then. But no, he just out here wilding out. And you can't be giving any old woman your seed, too. I'm going to say that, too. Like, and listen, we've all had times where our discernment was off. We all have had times where, we didn't make the best judgment as it pertains to dealing with the opposite sex or a significant other, so on and so forth. But at some point, man, you gotta understand what's good for you and what's not good for you. Look at what he got going on. It's already bad enough, like I said, he ain't been on the court available for the Pelicans and ain't been in shape to even try to be available for most of his time in New Orleans. For real. Brother down there eating them good old beignets, that boudin and all of that gumbo, and freaking on every freak he can catch. And you got this going on, man. Girl out here attacking you pregnant, and attacking another woman, putting your baby in jeopardy and all of that, then putting your livelihood in jeopardy. You don't know what that woman got on her. You willing to possibly go, because the woman could call the authorities, call police. You willing to get arrested while pregnant because she hanging with Zion and you want Zion to yourself. Like, oh my God. And it's just like I'm like, Zion, man, is this like a reality TV show for you? Is this Love and Basketball? Not Love and Hip Hop, Love and Basketball, Zion Williamson edition? Well, listen, and like I always say, listen, men, we love them freaked out girls. We love all that nasty stuff. I will attest to that. But you have to be selective about the women you bring around you and have in your life. Even when you're not wealthy, when you're just, when you want peace in your life, when you want peace of mind, when you value what's the word I'm looking for? When you value peace, when you value just serenity in general, you don't just be dealing with any old unhinged woman, but Zion will. And as long as he does that, as long as he values sex before anything in a woman, this is what's going to keep going on. He's going to keep having girls jumping on each other. Girls going to keep exposing him. Women going to keep painting him in a bad light whenever they don't get their way. He don't pay some money that he don't pay his trick off bill. They going to blast him with all his messages, all of, everything he got going on. They're going to blast it out. They're going to come up with pictures of all type of stuff. They're going to keep putting him on blast and having him on Front Street like this because he's not selective about the women he dealing with. He's not careful with that. His selection is off, and he doesn't value, he doesn't really have discernment to pick a certain type of woman. He don't care, and because of that, he gonna keep having dealings with women crashing out on him. And this is not news he can afford right now with how his career has been panning out. He's an exceptional talent. When he's healthy, he's phenomenal on the court. The problem is he hasn't been healthy. And it's not just that he hasn't been healthy, it's that he has not been in shape for real to even be healthy. And as people saying, his health might be due to him not being in shape consistently, him not caring about being in shape. And then you're going to have situations like this, But, I know a lot of brothers like this. All they care about if a girl, all they care about is if a girl can do that nasty thing. And if she can do that, they will deal with whatever else come with her. Busting out windows, keying up cars, popping up unannounced at your house, cussing out your family members, disrespecting your kids, disrespecting your family, your mama, your sisters, your siblings. They could deal with the girl popping up at their job, acting a fool, all because she do that thing good. But brother, at some point that's going to get old. Don't you worry about your mental stability, your mental health. Don't you worry about, like, this woman might be risking your livelihood. You don't care as long as she can do that nasty thing. But yeah, the brothers got to learn, man. And it happens to a lot of brothers. They got to learn, unfortunately. And I hope he does not learn in a foul, super unhinged way. I hope he doesn't learn in the worst way possible. You know what I'm saying? But he got to learn. His mama and his stepfather got to talk to him about being careful about the woman you're dealing with when you're in the limelight, when you are a premier athlete, when you have a lot to lose. And him and Edwards and all, like, man, I'm telling you, these dudes, a lot of dudes, when they get that money, they start messing with these P-stars and freaks they always want to mess with, and they don't care nothing else. They don't care about nothing else but letting one off with this freak. And, it's going to get them in trouble. It's going to get them in trouble a lot of times. And again, I can attest, we like nasty girls a lot, right? But you can find you a wholesome, clean cut, you know what I'm saying? A clean cut, a girl, a woman who carries herself with dignity, who is mentally all there, a woman who is emotionally intelligent, and she's still a freak. You can find one of them. An emotionally intelligent, respectful, nurturing, caring, what's the other word I'm looking for? A considerate woman, a woman who considers you. You can find all them traits in a woman and she still be a freak. He want to find the most unhinged woman who is just not even, just off her rocker and just rocking out with her and then impregnating her. Like, come on, bro. Anyway, man, Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out, y'all. Peace.